What is up guys, Wraec here with a new video and today with a guide for Relentless Rumble Brawl 2. And let me tell you, this is quite a mean one because we are fighting the Firesoul, one of the most annoying enemies from the AFK stages. And this guy has an elemental shield which reduces the magic damage he takes by 70%. So you don't really want to run magic damage dealers against this guy. Also, Explosive Lava Bomb, the second ability, launches 2 lava bombs when defeated, dealing 160% damage to 2 targets and adjacent enemies. This is a mean one, because every 5th enemy gets Blade Wrath, which increases the attack by 50%, resulting in massive damage coming from those enemies that are defeated. So I decided to run a lot of survivability on my team. I run Smokey for some heals, Coco for her shield ability, and Sonya increases the phys and magic def of the 2 heroes in the bond also. And then I ran Frontline Spell. And Frontline Spell is a pretty cool artifact that allows your team, once 3 heroes enter the battlefield, the enemy side of the battlefield, to plant down a banner that reduces the enemy's damage while also increasing our damage, which is pretty important in this one because we want to have the best protection possible. Other option, if you are a little bit more whaley and have a lot of stats on your heroes, you can run Greatsword Spell, which increases your damage by a ton in this scenario, but takes a little bit of a toll on your survivability. In this team, I also found a way to clear this without Sonya and Wraec, because I know many people don't own them, so I thought, well, would be better if I also present you guys a team that doesn't rely on those guys. This Lava Bomb ability, while the targeting is not random, the enemy spawns depend on your hero position and where we defeat the enemies, so it can happen that they center a little bit on specific heroes, which sometimes just results in very bad scores. So you will have to run maybe multiple attempts on this to get the best possible outcome for your team. The Smokey and the Coco definitely help. This duo is really strong, providing massive shields for our heroes with certain immunity phases in there and can really help us excel at this. So the thing is, you have to get 35 kills, which is already a lower amount than usual and a little bit easier to achieve considering the stats go up considerably towards the end, and definitely should be a bit easier this time. Oh, we're getting a good score here. Wait a second. We have to check this out. I got 59. Come on. 60. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got a high score. Live in this video is 61. Let's go. Okay. Increasing our score by 2. Didn't expect this one, but as well appreciated. So massive damage here from Wraec. We got our Sonya there doing massive damage as well. And yeah, well, with other heroes we get a little bit lower scores. Still, you can clear this. So the heroes that I selected to replace Sonya and Wraec. For Wraec, if you guys know my videos, you already know which hero is coming up. It's going to be Seth, because Seth is pretty much like Wraec. If you don't have Sonya, what you can do is you can replace her with Mikola. This will give you a nice big faction aura here of 5 heroes, increasing our attack and HP. Really, I have to say the most important for this is the shark here in the frontmost position. You want to have a tanky hero there, because what happens is that all those guys will target the heroes, well, with the most adjacent heroes, but in this situation, well, every hero aside from the ones on the side has 2 heroes next to them, so we'll target the closest one to them, which is our shark here in this situation. One more thing to note, if you swap out more heroes from this team and you run Frontline Spell, you want to make sure that 3 of your heroes can still run to the enemy side. And as Coco and Smokey can't do that, you want to have 3 heroes that actually move on your team. And if you don't have that, I definitely recommend to swap out the artifact and not run Frontline Spell, because if you can't set that banner up, keep an eye out for this, then you won't do well in this fight. So definitely make sure you can activate Frontline Spell before selecting it. We have other artifact options. You can run the Greatsword Spell. That definitely works. Resonating Spell didn't do too well for me, but we can take a look at this in a second as well. There is also a Lightbearer team focusing around Corin. Corin is also a pretty cool hero, dealing phys damage and true damage, so this also works pretty well if you want to go for that. If you don't have Shark here, I mean, you don't really have to have him at +10, which is recommended if you want to go for high scores, because that will give you a massive attack buff, but still, if you don't have him at all and your Shark here just dies, maybe you can just run Thor. Honestly, you just need a tank for that slot 1, and a very tanky hero at least. And you can see we got 43 on this. I also got 45 before, so that definitely works out. If you have Sonya and put her in there, I actually got to 51 with the same team. So that is pretty impressive overall. This is another option that I saw focusing on Corin, and we have Thorin in there to tank a little bit. This could also clear, though it was a little bit more RNG. Sometimes I struggled a little bit dealing the necessary damage with Corin, but still it can work. I also saw a team replacing that Thorin with Merrily and putting even Corin in the front slot. So Corin can survive there, is definitely possible. The nice thing is Corin also provides some shields, so that is pretty good. The Thorin can deal some damage. I mean, he's not a magic damage dealer, so it's pretty alright with the counter damage. He can definitely tank a little bit, and he can revive, so not too bad at all. This is one of the rare situations even where our Coco moved to the enemy side. You can't really rely on that, but if you want to, I mean, you could in theory try that out and hope for the very best, but in the many times that I did, it's probably just the second time I see this. So we're now at 31. I have to get to 35. I think we can do it. At least if not, our entire team now gets wiped. And then we can see the damage numbers as well. So 35 now, that would give us the max rewards. Not too bad at all. I still recommend that you invest into a Seth for this. Like if you have the other heroes, if you need a nice project maybe in the Mauler A tier range, that is definitely a great hero to get. And one more thing to note, before we go out of here, you can see pretty big damage actually from Thorin while also being tanky, so not a bad choice at all. The other thing that I definitely always want to mention is you can buy this guy in the Emporium. He is in the Dream Store, so you can buy him right here, can get yourself a copy, and of course you can list him in your wish list if you want to get some more. Definitely a nice choice for the A tier. See, I know there are a few that you want to get, but Seth can definitely be a side project that you can launch as well. So for this one, I think we definitely established our progress right there. Let's see how far we are. I couldn't really improve the Brawl 1 if you saw the video about this. I definitely have a video out there as well, but I guess with +9 kills right there, we are definitely on a good spot. Lastly, I want to show you some fist damage dealers that you can use that I didn't build a team around just yet, but might be an option to slot in case you don't have one of the heroes or just want to fill up the team. So Sassia is indeed a fist damage dealer, despite her, well, kind of magic-like way to deal damage. She gets a summon, so is an option to do this. Not the perfect one, but can still work. Then I also tried Lenya. She performed a little bit worse than Seth for this, despite me upgrading her to +20 actually. She did like 2 kills less in the Seth team than the one that I actually showed you, but still pretty potent fist damage dealer, can work. If you have him, Hodgkin is a decent tanky hero, but won't deal too much damage really. And well, lastly, definitely get yourself a Seth. And other than that, well, you can use fist damage dealers, but I would probably, well, you can try magic damage dealers, but it wouldn't be the best choice. Rather depend on more support for your existing heroes. Definitely get yourself a Seth. Though, nonetheless, I hope my teams help you clear this and get the top rewards. Check your survivability. Check that you fulfill the rewards for frontline spell, and you will be good. And with that, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.